Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Kumbi Jiko Show on GK Sports India YouTube channel. India did not have the ODI series go along their plans, losing to New Zealand 1-2. For the first time, New Zealand have won a series in this 50-over format, and they have done a magnificent job doing what they did with the red ball in 2024 October, November, winning for the first time a test series in India. To discuss all this and much more, we have our in-house expert, Srinath, player-turned-umpire. Sri, welcome. Did you expect New Zealand to do what they did in the test format about 14, 15 months ago, win in India, which also had Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli among others in their ranks?
Thank you, Jiko. Certainly didn't expect the result going New Zealand's way 2-1. I was pretty sure for one that the series would be closely contested. A lot of noise was being made saying that, this was the second string New Zealand side, which did have quite a few of their regulars in the wake of Rachin Ravindra, Tom Latham, Kane Williamson, their season stalwart, Jacob Duffy, to name a few, and Mitchell Santner, has been a linchpin in white ball cricket for them. Having said that, I think we all know how the sort of cricket Kiwis play. There's a lot of pride they take in the performance. And yes, a lot of knee-jerk reactions coming out saying that, India shouldn't have lost or whatever. End of the game, it's a sport, and, the better team, I would say, prevailed. That's what New Zealand was on the given 2 days. They were down 1-0 after losing the first game, and then they came back, leveling the series in Rajkot, and a fascinating victory at Indore. Yes, to me, yes, it was unexpected, but nevertheless, we got to see good brand of cricket being played over the 3 ODIs.
And they were also without their captain Bracewell, who was not able to bowl his off spinner, and still New Zealand defended. I won't say it was a target which was not impossible for India, but then their second string bowlers, like you mentioned, did extremely well to win by 41 runs in the decider, wasn't it?
I think Jamieson was, their spearhead with the new ball. I think he did exceedingly well in all the 3 games. Credit goes to Folks and the debutant, Christine Clark. I think youngster came on and he embraced the international scene like he's been around for quite some time. But the most impressive bowler I found was Jayden Lennox. He had to fill the big shoes of someone like Mitchell Santner. What is really perplexing me in the last couple of years is spinners who tour India, are they better prepared, and are they using the conditions better than our, more skilled and more efficient spinners is what is coming to my mind. Because we are 2 quality spinners who've spent a lot of years in the wake of Jadeja and Kuldeep. But what is it that they were not able to do, which, Jayden Lennox did? I think credit goes to the inexperienced New Zealand bowling attack. In fact, they had quite a bit of experience in their batting, but I think it was totally an inexperienced bowling attack, which literally defended the 338 in the last ODI in Indore.
And what is it about New Zealand and their love affair in India especially, and also Daryl Mitchell scoring not just 50s but scoring hundreds in India against India. He warmed up with a 80 plus in the first ODI and scored back-to-back hundreds, match-winning ones in the second and third to follow. What is it about New Zealand and their they performed so well in India, winning the Test series for the first ever time in October, November, and also winning for the first ever time an ODI series in India 2-1?
Since whenever I had a little bit of knowledge to follow cricket, Kiwis always have been underdogs. They've never had the tag of being firm favorites. Even a home series they play, if they did play against Australia or England or India, they never started as firm favorites. I think maybe the tag of being underdogs helps them that much more. And basically, with whatever I have followed New Zealand cricket over a period of 2 or 3 decades, their players are not someone who have been spoken about at such length like our own living legends of the game. So Daryl Mitchell, unsung hero. People have never spoken about his prowess, that much he's achieved. A late bloomer in international cricket. The way he played, not only fast bowling, the way he played spinners. It was really a treat to watch the way he used his feet to handle somebody like Kuldeep Yadav. Most of the foreign teams struggle to pick wrist spinners. Even the Aussies, the Englishmen have struggled to pick the likes of Kuldeep. But the way he, stepped out, used his feet to hit him over the top for sixers, used the reverse sweep and sweep to good effect. So that's what I feel, the number of sweeps and reverse sweeps the Kiwi batters played put both Jadeja and Kuldeep off their line and length. Whereas we Indians, we didn't employ that much against, the lone spinner and Jaden Lennox. We even allowed somebody like Glenn Phillips to bowl 7 overs in the final ODI. So Kiwis always are an underrated side. They just come about their own business. They do it quietly. They go unnoticed. So that's the sort of unnoticed flair they have. No wonder, they're one of the best fielding units in world cricket. So the way they project themselves is always low profile. End of the day, when the results are in their favor, they just walk off with what they're supposed to do on the path.
And certainly, when it comes to the spirit of cricket award, most of the times it's only the Kiwis who just walk away with that. They play it so very well and so very the way it has to be played. Just keep sport on the field and friends off the field, and nobody cannot not love these bunch of cricketers from New Zealand. Sri, talking about Kiwis, we have spoken well about Mitchell and their bowlers, inexperienced ones doing well. But from India's point of view, what are the takeaways from this? We had some Shubman Gill coming back to form with a couple of 50s, Shreyas Iyer getting amongst the runs, and of course, Rohit Sharma, lot was expected, but then it was the other half of the Rocco show, Virat Kohli, who was a standout with 200s, the second one going in vain.
Well, Virat looked like old wine in a new bottle. So I think we are getting to watch Virat Kohli version 2.0. I think he was in scintillating form, and what the world has watched over a decade and a half, Virat was there as always. Yes, as you mentioned, welcome return to form showed glimpses of what he was in England. He struck the ball well, and it augurs well for Indian cricket with Shubman Gill coming back to form. Well, Iyer of an injury came back after a long time. He looked good in the first ODI, but didn't kick off in the next two. As he spends more time in the middle, I think he should get better. A lot has been spoken, and in fact, there was a very, I would say, unsavory comment made by Ryan Tendescote in the post-match presser. I think it was after Rajkot, talking about the lack of runs for Rohit Sharma and the role of Nitish Reddy. Typically, you don't associate support staff of a side to come and put your own players down in a presser. So Rohit is just like he's rediscovered himself and the sort of space he's in today. Again, the talk is all about the World Cup 2027, October, November in South Africa. I think we are far too ahead in time. We still have got close to about 15, 16 months for the World Cup to go, and next 6 months we are away. We're not playing any ODI cricket, so we will see Rohit Sharma in action or Virat Kohli only in the IPL, because they're not a part of the T20 format anymore with the Indian side. Plus, yes, the fast bowlers look good. To me, I think Harshit Rana, the mojo he showed when he batted with Virat in the last ODI, I think they would have really pulled off a miraculous victory from nowhere. So his prowess with the bat augurs really well for Indian cricket. If he can apply more mind and get more sensible as days go by, a young guy still very new on the international circuit. So I think he could be the all-rounder which India is looking for. Somebody in the mold, not comparing, but somebody in the mold of a Hardik Pandya.
Certainly, the way he batted and shared that partnership with Virat Kohli in the third ODI, they gave hopes of India maybe pulling it back, but then it was beyond beyond the king of chasers, Virat Kohli. Putting on the selector's hat, Sri, considering the kind of the runs that Rohit Sharma was expected to score but not, and India play their next ODI in June, July when Afghanistan come visiting, and then in July India go to England. Would you have somebody like the youngsters, Devdutt Padikkal, who has had a phenomenal Vijay Hazare Trophy, or even Ruturaj Gaikwad, who played and scored 100 in his last ODI sometime in 2025? Would you give them chances and look beyond Rohit Sharma, or you still invest on Rohit Sharma till the 2027 World Cup?
I think Rohit Sharma has been around. He's an invested cricketer. So it's not about investing anymore in Rohit. Well, Ruturaj has had a fair bit of experience at the international level, whereas Devdutt Padikkal has got very limited opportunities at the international level per se in terms of ODI cricket. Again, I say too much has been read into the performances of a lot of cricketers in domestic cricket, because I watch most of these guys in close quarters when they play in domestic, and the difference, the bridge between international and domestic cricket, it's a big sea. So you just cannot say that. Of course, a guy like Padikkal or Ruturaj Gaikwad, they've been around playing IPL for a long time, and they certainly would be adept enough to get to the international level. Well, too early to say. As I said, 6 months away, India gets to play, 6 more ODIs against England and Afghanistan. I think, we need to take things one at a time, and it's going to be a series and a game at a time for Rohit Sharma. So maybe, those two series could see where Rohit is heading to, and post that again, still you've got another 12 months to go. So how do the committee or the think tank of the team look forward to? Will they be prudent enough to have somebody like a Padikkal or Ruturaj Gaikwad? Because Ruturaj Gaikwad is your guy who can bat from number 1 to number 5. Whereas Padikkal is a designated opening batter, or he can bat at number 3. There's no place for any number 3 as of now, because you've got the King Kohli there. So how do they look at it as a question mark? But as of now, I think we are reading too early into it and jumping the gun, talking too much about the form of Rohit Sharma.
Earlier, you briefly touched upon Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav on the spinners who could do precious little as against the New Zealand inexperienced spinners. They have been proven performers, experienced, vast number of internationals for India, but still at this point of stage in their career, they still, you think, have some more work or some more armory to add to their collection of skills that they have with spin bowling if they have to be performers in ODI format?
Look, Jadeja has been around for more than a decade, and Kuldeep also has played close to 100 ODIs. The crux in this ODI format, which to me looks redundant, is the ability to pick wickets in the middle overs. The teams that have dominated this particular format and gone on to win on a regular basis have been teams that have got wickets in the middle overs. Now, India, Bumrah didn't play this particular series. He was listed. He's going to get back into the side for the T20Is against New Zealand. India looks a sort of a set, bowling unit. They've got Bumrah, they've got Siraj, who's done well after come back to the ODI setup. They've got Ashdeep, who's done really well. They can fall back on Harshit Rana. In the armory, you've still got Prasid also, who's played a couple of games. So the question would be as to how many spinners can India afford to take to South Africa will be the question mark. Now, Washington was injured, unfortunately. So that was one area where India couldn't work on to get like-to-like replacement, where Nitish Reddy got to play instead of Washi. If Jadeja and Kuldeep, both of them play together, or they're going to be in the scheme of things for the World Cup, I think it's going to be a tough call, because Akshar has done no wrong. Whenever he's got an opportunity to play for India in whichever format, he's done exceedingly well. So again, Jadeja is not getting younger by the day, not being critical about what he's achieved. But as we head closer to the World Cup, India needs to look at a larger pool of players, especially in terms of their spin armory. Already you have tried and tested Jadeja and Kuldeep for a long time. You need to give a run to somebody like an Akshar, Washington Sundar, because we had Ayush Badoni come in place of Washi. Certainly, they're not going to look at him in the long run, at least for the World Cup. So if India can plug that gap there, get their two best spinners. If Akshar plays again, he doubles up as an all-rounder. If Washi is going to play, he also doubles up as an all-rounder. If Kuldeep can strike that rich vein of form, what we know, of picking wickets in the middle overs, I think that will be a handful. As I mentioned in the opener, I think we need to find ways of slowing it down. The variations have to come into picture. Where a debutant like Jayden Lennox could do it, why not our experienced spinners is a question mark. Or sometimes do we get too complacent saying that, we are playing on our home turf, our conditions better than the others. So that's an area where India really needs to plug in. And certainly, yes, as of now, I don't think they would be worried about that, because we head into a T20I 5-match series against New Zealand, followed by the World Cup and then IPL. Post that again would be the brainstorming and trying to see how they can figure out the sort of combination they look at.
Certainly a lot to ponder over for the Indian think tank, especially in this ODI format, but no taking away credit from the Black Caps. Thoroughly outplayed India in all departments in the ODIs that they won, winning the series 2-1. On that note, thank you very much, Sri. Fantastic thoughts and more insights into what made New Zealand a successful team in this ODI series. Looking forward to the 5-match T20s starting on 21st. We'll be back with you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you.